Welcome down to the BarChats. It's your hosts, Mark and Chris. Let's get to the bottom of it.
So today's topic, which I thought we were going to talk about last episode, but Mark got a little sidetracked because we were very excited about One Piece. It's the where we've been since the end of BarCast and CM Bar Games, the Twitch channel. So yeah, we kind of sort of disappeared off the BarChat social media. Mark took a much further break from social media than I did. Like, if you notice his Viking Cat's Twitter, it's been quite quiet.
Yeah.
It wasn't busy to start with, but it's quieter. And myself, I've sort of dabbled with uploading on YouTube some music stuff on the Crispy Things channel. I took over the CM Bar Games Twitch channel, made it Crispy Things, did that for like another 2 months, and then I stopped that as well. So really, over the past 5.5, 6 months, Mark and I have been living our lives working.
Yeah.
And trying to get through our mental health issues.
Yeah.
So
Which has been a rocky road, I think, for both of us.
Rocky Road. I've eaten a lot of Rocky Road in the past 6 months as well.
See, I have not. I've just been.
You've eaten a bit, but not as much.
No, I mean, to be fair, like when I was at an event, I've had a few like sweets and stuff.
Yeah, but you've not been eating like I have. But yeah, as you say, we've had some rocky roads over the past 5-6 months. I want to say more you than me.
Oh,
your
yeah,
mental health has been much lower than mine.
Yeah, I don't even think I'm still anywhere recovered.
No, as we were saying the other day, I reckon you're coming up to halfway.
Yeah, I'd say that I'm slowly starting to come back.
Yeah, you're definitely more chipper.
Self-love, it's like you got to love yourself, and it's not the most straightforward thing to get back into because you try. It's like when you've been a people pleaser for most of your life, it's very hard to try and cherish your own selfish needs.
Yeah, and I've forgotten where my thought was going there.
I can keep talking until you get it back on.
Go for it.
Like for what I said, like myself, I've always been in jobs where I've helped people take care of it, and I've put more people instead of my own well-being. Now, that's great and all, team player, all of that, but it does mean that I'm not talking about myself having to be not tough, but responsible, not showing weakness, which is a very toxic trait to have.
It's a little bit of a red flag, but
it's a red flag. But in the society that we've slightly come from, that was the thing that we had when we were growing up.
It's the expectations of us. We are Southern English, white, male, cis men. I was about to call us both straight, and I was like, "No, Chris, you are definitely not that."
Yeah. So I'm the defaultly straight white male, and I've always been there looking after people.
You're the mandatory straight guy in the group.
Yeah.
It's weird. Normally you have the mandatory gay guy, but in our group it's the other way around. We need the mandatory straight guy.
Yeah. It does mean that we have some great chats, though.
Oh yeah, the bant's great. I love the banter. But yeah, you've been tackling. We're not going to go into too much detail, but you've been given some trust issues. You've had social media issues. You've
had breakups. I've had different.
Yeah, you've had breakups. You've had different jobs. You've had
challenges. I've
ghosting.
And I thought people that were my friends.
Yeah, you've been coming to more terms of like the way your brain works, because your job is now very mentally demanding, and it's adjusting to that.
Mm. The one thing I was saying, Chris probably does know it. I am liked by people, I think, but in myself, I don't think anyone likes me. So
Y-
whereas like people get to know me, they do like me, who I am, and stuff like that. For me, I don't see it that way. I just see that I'm there for the fun, and then after that, no one cares. And as Chris said, I have got the trust issues with various stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
could I trust people? But there are times when I've not attended like some events, and I've recently heard people asking like, "Oh, have I quit or have I like left?" So it's
Yeah.
reassuring
Yeah.
in one way. It means
Yeah.
that
And
I'm
not
not being liked for the sake of it. It's they
yeah.
miss me.
Yeah, and sometimes the reason that most of the time you've missed them is because of work.
Mm,
Your work's kept you really busy.
yeah,
So it's
which is
not
not a bad
like you've been missing them because you're thinking,
thing.
oh, they don't want me there. It's,
Mm,
I got work, I got to deal with that, unfortunately.
mm,
Because, yeah, you're there for the fun time. So you'd be going, even if not everyone was your fan, because you
mm.
go for your enjoyment,
Oh yeah, I'm just carnage energy when I come into
which
things.
will be discussed in a further episode, his
Mm,
carnage at one of these sorts of events.
mm.
Um, but, yeah, and then go on, Mark. Try and debrief them vaguely what's wrong with me.
So Chris is not in the same boat as me, but he has had a load of changes in his own right. There's been his own journey that he's developed through with his own job changes, the challenges that that brings forth. There's been different stuff happening in friendship circles, and Chris is like a father figure in a group setting. So he does get told things and he does tries his best
Two
to
group
help people.
settings.
But Chris is also quite diplomatic in the same way. So he ain't gonna say, "Oh, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault." It'd be like, "It was your fault, but
But
how are you gonna fix it and look into ways of doing it?" Now, that's all well and great, but when you've got your own struggles and everyone's looking up to you, you don't think you can talk to anyone else, which is then good thing like Chris has got like myself and a few other friends that we won't mention that are like
the support
founding
group.
stones. We,
Yeah.
we, we can come back to it. So there's me that has my own issues, and Chris can talk to me about them because then I understand, and some of
Yeah.
the experiences that I've gone through, I can help Chris through, and vice versa.
Yeah. Mark and I bounce
Um,
off each other a lot.
yeah, and like Chris has been going back into his hobbies now, which is great because he's getting back into like the singing side. So he's actually
Which is why
starting
the
to
BarCast is back. Or
yeah. So
BarChats
so
is back.
he's starting to like live more. So
And
he's
so are
starting to
you.
come up.
Yeah,
And
we're both starting to come through on the other side.
yeah,
Like the day of recording this, I'm gonna be a little bit honest here. Mentally, I have not had the right day. I've just had to push through.
mm,
Um, but I started woke up this morning fine, a little bit of hip pain, but I'm used
mm.
to that.
Yeah, we're getting
But by
older.
like 9, 10 o'clock, but you know it's bad because normally I'm really good at masking it in
Mm,
public. My boss saw me for like 30 seconds. He sat back down at his desk and he messaged me going, "You right?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm not masking right now."
no,
So, but you know, he's a mate, so I was honest. I said no.
mm.
So I've picked up as the day's gone on. If I was still mentally there, I would not be recording right now.
No, I
I would
wouldn't.
have
So
gone. I would have gone, Mark. If I'm honest, but I am not down for this tonight. Can we reschedule?
yeah, and this is slightly why it's a nice touch that we're taking it more casually. Like, so for example, yeah, we ain't got the best quality of things at the moment.
Yeah,
It's
no,
but the
and
content
it's not
is
exactly
around.
the tidiest.
Oh no, mine. I've got projects there. I've got projects there. I've just come
Yeah,
back from an event.
yeah.
I'm a mess in my own. So look at my beard.
Look at my
I mean,
hair.
yeah,
But this for us is going to be a lot more casual.
yeah.
But what to expect coming up? This is going to be like the last little bit of this episode. Coming up for the Bar Chat series, we're going to keep it short and sweet.
Mm,
10, between 5 and 15-minute episodes, no longer than that. 15 is the absolute longest. I'm thinking that might be this one. I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a variety of topics. You're going to be seeing us in the same outfit for chunks of episodes.
But we do change.
The approach to this is we're going to sit down once every so-and-so. We're going to record a bunch of topics that we've been coming up with, like we would with a big podcast, and you'll be getting a little episodes, and they'll seem like each individual episode. And this way we'll be able to give you content on a regular basis without burning Mark and I out. So you get consistent content and we get to enjoy it still.
And you get to see our natural reaction to things, whereas before we planned stuff and we talked about it, and now you're just getting what comes straight into our minds.
Yeah.
So we'll have a rough idea what we want to talk about, but it won't be planned.
We say rough idea. We've got a list of topics in which it goes, okay, we're going to talk about this episode. As you could tell by the start of this episode, like, oh, I thought we were going to talk about One Piece System. We're going to mumble. We're going to blumble, blah, blah, blah. We're going to improvise as we go along.
Yeah.
And
this is the fun. It's a new journey, and it's how we wanted things to go. You look at how most things go on. But this makes a wrap for this one. But on the same time, if you've got any feedback or you like what we're talking about, do drop a comment, send a message into one of our socials, and we can always talk about it again at some point.
Yeah. So see you next time, folks. Bye.
Just a couple of guys chatting over a brew. Won't tell you no lies. It's